What's up, fam? It's been so long since I've done a video like this. Like, I don't even know. The last video that you guys saw obviously was, you know, not a happy one. I want to kind of just like bring you guys up to date to where we're at now, because even though it's just been like, I don't even know. Let's see, the last time I vlogged was probably over a week ago, which is a long time for me. I usually vlog every day or every other day. But as you guys know from the last video, it's just been a lot going on. Whirlwind of emotions. So yeah, I try to take notes, that way I could try to just like stay on track and just like bring you guys back up to date, try to stay positive. But I obviously lost my Grammy this last weekend, and you guys know that she is someone who's extremely close to me. She was my biggest fan, my most loyal like supporter, my biggest cheerleader, one of my best friends, you know, in addition to my mom. Like, we had a really close bond, and I have never lost anybody that close to me before. She and I had way too much in common, endless conversations, hours of laughter. Like, we were basically more like sisters. Like, I feel like our souls are more like sisters. We would just joke about things that just, I can't even explain it. But she was there when I was born. She saw me take my first breath, and something that what I really like, that hits me really hard, is that I was there for her last, and that makes me so happy. I'm so glad that I was able to. I'm gonna get to that story. She was there for each and every one of my kids' births, every single important milestone in my life. She was so special to me, and everybody that met her, I think, knows how special she is. In fact, it's kind of funny because I've actually met a lot of you guys, like subscribers, through her, because she would just always brag about me, and I was always so embarrassed because she'd be like, my famous granddaughter, you probably know her, this is her, blah blah blah. And I'm like, Grammy, stop. She's actually brought fans, like, bless her soul, like to my house to meet me. I just have so many stories. So there's probably a lot of you guys that have gotten a chance to meet her. Many of you guys might not know this, but she was born into this world alone. She was born an orphan. She was later adopted, and she went on to build this incredible, inclusive, loving, accepting, huge family with tons of grandkids, tons of great grandkids. She had 3 kids of her own. Family was everything to her, and she definitely instilled that into every single one of us. I definitely learned that from her. It all stems from her. She's really just the, what is the word, the matriarchy of our family, the one who started it all for us. Like, she's just the top of our family tree, you know. Her life has made the most incredible impact on my life, and I am so thankful that I got to be so close to her and get to know her so well. Okay, so Friday morning, but I'm just gonna give you kind of a rundown of this last week. Friday morning, I got a phone call from my mom, and the words that she told me, and it was super early in the morning, 6 in the morning, and all she said was, Grammy's probably gonna die today. And like, I can never unhear that, like just the way that she, oh my gosh. So basically, my Grammy did have cancer. If you didn't know, she was diagnosed a little over a year ago, actually almost a year and a half ago. It was October of 2019, I think. It was pretty much like at stage 4 at that point. She did chemotherapy, I mean, like the whole shebang. But as you guys know, she ended up actually moving to New York, and she went to one of like the top cancer hospitals in the entire nation. She got incredible treatment there, and she was very well taken care of. But I don't know if this is like this for everybody, because I think a lot of the time cancer, you can kind of like see people go downhill, and that wasn't the case for her at all. We thought that she still had, like, based off of, well, I don't know, like they don't know, they can't tell you, but it was sudden. Like, it was really sudden. We didn't think that it was gonna happen that fast. It was just like she was good one day. I shouldn't say good, because I know that it's, I think you guys know what I mean, but it just happened so fast. So, and we didn't expect it at all. Friday morning, my mom called me, and I was like, let's go right now. My mom stays somewhere else during the week, and then she comes up on the weekends, and this was Friday morning. So she was supposed to go to work that morning. She ended up figuring something out. She's a teacher, so she had to like pull these strings last minute to try to get a sub for her class. She came up here. I booked the very first direct flight to New York, the fastest one that I could find. We were in communication with my Uncle Steve. You guys know Uncle Steve. He was actually putting the phone like on her, like next to her, and we were telling her like, Grammy, wait for us, you know, we're coming for you, we're gonna come for you, even though she wasn't like really there. I don't know if she could hear us or not. I like to think that she did, because she did wait for us. We barely, and I mean barely, made it to our flight on time. Like I'm talking, we were running throughout the airport, and one of the hardest parts about this, you guys know, not one of the hardest, but like a factor in this is that I just had surgery 10 days prior. So I'm just 10 days post-op. I'm not allowed to lift anything more than 5 pounds. I had to weigh my bag to make sure that I wasn't like carrying something through the airport that was actually gonna harm my body. Chris actually weighed my bag on the scale. How much do you think this weighs? I can carry that, right?
No, it's too heavy.
Are you sure?
Yeah, I can carry it.
It's not 5 pounds?
I was thinking like between 5 and 7.
I could carry 5 pounds. Go weigh it really quick. We gotta load it anyway.
5.8 pounds.
5.8? It's 5.8 pounds. I can carry it. I'm good. I can hold that. And then I just put all of my stuff into my mom's suitcase, and she just like pulled the rest. We didn't have much. We literally just like threw some clothes and some necessities and just like took off. I just needed my computer, and that was like it pretty much. My computer, my ID, my phone, and a charger. Threw it in my bag and I left. There's a 3-hour time difference between California and New York, so our flight was set to land at 9:30. The flight there was, I don't even know if I want to tell this story. I mean, I guess I just will. Like, so I'm gonna tell the story, and it's gonna sound crazy, and I contemplated if I was even gonna say it, but I'm just gonna say it just for if someone is out there and they just are, I don't know, it's probably nothing, I don't know, maybe it's not. I'm not a super religious person or anything. I'd say I'm spiritual to an extent, but I'm just kind of, you know, I don't usually talk about religion a lot on my channel. I'm kind of open. I'm just like, I don't know. And something that me and Grammy talked about a lot, wow, am I really gonna talk about this? Please don't come after me. I'm just like being so, I don't know. My Grammy had the best like sense of humor and like way of coping. I don't know. Like in our family, we joke about everything. I mean, everything. Like, it's just how we cope. I think it's how we feel comfortable. There's been some people who are even like, will make comments at each other, and people will be like, are you really saying that to your grandma? And that's just like how we are. And so one thing that we would always talk about is like, oh, when you die, you gotta let me know. You know, you gotta let me know that you're there, because I don't know, like you don't know. And me and Grammy talked about this a lot. Anyway, I don't know what this is, but when we were on the flight there, it sounds crazy, it sounds stupid. That's why I didn't want to tell the story, because I'm like, this sounds so stupid. But when we were on the flight there, it was just me and my mom, and we were sitting in the 2x2 seats, and we were getting minute by minute updates from my uncle, like telling us, you know, how things were going, and we had no idea if we were gonna make it in time. We didn't know, but we were trying everything and like talking to her and telling like, wait for us, we're coming for you. And right before our flight landed, not right before, like 45 minutes before our flight landed, our plane got struck by lightning. It sounds crazy. I know, I shouldn't have said it. It literally got struck by lightning. I don't know how common this is. I don't know if this is like, I don't know. We like low-key freaked out. Obviously everything ended up turning out fine, but it was just like, I don't know. It was crazy. We actually asked the flight attendants, because I didn't know if it was like an engine thing, like did our engine blow out? I don't know what it was. And the flight attendants that we had talked to said, oh yeah, no, we definitely got struck by lightning. There was one that said it was the second time that that's ever happened, and then the other one had never experienced anything like that, and she actually seemed kind of scared. But I mean, I was scared. I don't know, it's weird. Anyway, so our flight ended up landing early. We got there like right at 9 o'clock, and we ran again through the airport, picked up our baggage, caught an Uber, and we went directly to the hospital. The hospital was like a 45-minute drive. So by the time we got to the Uber and we got there, we literally got to the hospital like right after 10 o'clock. And then from there, we had to like check in and do all this other stuff, fill out paperwork, because we were not from there. We had to get up into all of our, what is it called? PPE. We had like the face mask, the face shield, and the gloves, and the everything. Like we had all of everything. And they actually we actually didn't know if they were gonna let us back, and they actually did let us back, which I was really surprised. But we were so extremely thankful for. And when we got upstairs, it was just about like 10:20, and we made it. We made it. We got to say goodbye, and she passed within the hour that we made it there. It was right after 11. It was in the 11 something, but it was literally, we made it just in time. And I can't help but think that she waited for us. So we got to say goodbye. I told her I was gonna come back. We promised. We'll be back. I promise. We did. We came back. We got to say goodbye. Moving on, obviously we had no idea how long we were gonna be there. We had planned to like be there all night, be there all week if we had to. But at that point, you know, it wasn't really necessary. So we did stay for an extra 2 days to help my uncle with some things. He had a lot of her stuff. We helped go through all of her stuff that was there, set up some like nitty gritty details, which that sucks, dude. Like going, trying to figure out what you're gonna do with, I don't know. So we helped with some of that stuff. After we got back to the room, again, I don't know. I don't know. But we were all sitting and we were just kind of debriefing, and it was me and my mom and Uncle Steve and his fiance now, they just got engaged, Shane, and we were all sitting there just talking and, like I said, debriefing, and it was sprinkling outside a little bit, and out of nowhere, again, we had the windows open, like it was a big open window, and out of nowhere, like there's been no thunder, nothing, this huge strike of lightning, just one, lit up our entire window. This loud thunder, one loud thunder, lightning, and that was it. And it never happened again. The entire visit, the entire night, nothing. I don't know, I thought that was kind of cool. And then again the next day, we had always, this is gonna sound crazy, I know it's gonna sound crazy. Okay, I know it sounds crazy. You start to go kind of senile when you're going through hard times in your life. But Grammy and I had always specifically talked about, we were like, you gotta let me know. Like, you gotta let me know that you're there. And she was like, well, I don't know what I'll be able to do. I don't know if I can like turn a TV on. I don't know if I'll be able to flicker a light. Like, I don't know. I mean, I can't do anything too obvious, right? Because I don't know, you don't know. And so we specifically talked about like light flickering, and we specifically talked about turning TVs on. And this was, again, like we would always have our Saturday night dinners, and we would just talk about this stuff, like just for fun. And my mom and I, the next night, were sitting in the hotel room and just silence, and we were just like kind of catching up on our phones, trying to update people, and we were just sitting there. There's no TV on or anything, just one lamp that was on. And this lamp had been on all night, and it started flickering. It gives me goosebumps talking about this. Like, I sound crazy. I know I sound crazy. So of course we're like very emotionally sensitive, I guess. We're like, Grammy, you're there. Hi, thank you for talking to us. Like, we feel you, we hear you. And as we were talking to it, it stopped flickering. And then when we stopped talking, it'd flicker back. Then we talked. This happened for about 4 minutes, and then it never flickered again the whole night. I don't know. Oh God, it's gonna give me goosebumps. But again, I don't know. I'm just like sharing my experience. I don't know if anybody else has had anything like this happen. Like I said, I'm not a huge like religious person, but there's just been a few different things that have happened since then that either I'm looking into because I'm just way too emotionally unstable, so I'm looking too far into it, or it's like, I don't know, it really just like was a moment for me that I'm like, what do you guys believe? What do you think? I don't know. There's lots of beliefs out there, and I'm definitely open to all of them. I'm not against any of them, but I've never talked about this on my channel because I know it gets sticky and messy, but I just thought that I would like share that. Meanwhile, Chris was actually vlogging, so I think, I'm not sure how much content he got, but he vlogged a little bit too. Let's see what he was doing.
As most of you guys probably already know, Jessica had to take a very, very last minute flight out to New York, and I'm not gonna go into too much detail about it. That's gonna be her thing to tell and to talk about it, but just the perspective here, everything's being taken care of. So with that being said, we have some kind of exciting news. Obviously we have our pool here, but then we also have all of our concrete that is getting poured today. It just got poured, and I have cameras everywhere, up here, all around. So I'm gonna pull camera footage, and I'll have Jessica like put in a time lapse of that stuff, which is gonna be cool. They said right around here, like in this area, we can like write on the concrete because it's been a little while since they've poured it. So Jessica wanted me to kind of do like a what's up fam type of thing, and I don't know if I can write all of that in here, but I'm gonna do my best. So let me just try a little bit real quick and see what I can do. So let's see, she wants a
bless his heart, because I just up and left and he was here with all of the kids, and they had like school that day, and we had our cement being poured. The thing is that our backyard project, which you guys know we've been waiting for many months, started the Monday. So it was Friday that we left, and Monday was when everything started. Actually, no, technically Saturday it was, because Saturday we poured the entire side of our house. Our whole lot was pretty much just dirt around our house, and we talked about our plans with it. And so that day, like, all of our side yard was supposed to get poured with cement. So first thing Saturday, cement got poured, and then we ended up coming back Sunday night. And my kids were extremely close with Grammy too. Addie especially, she would call her on Messenger Kids every day. I'm like not kidding, every single day. Multiple times a day she would talk to Grammy. Lilia lost her papa, which is Gabe's dad. But other than that, like my kids have never lost anybody that was close to them, and I didn't know how I was gonna tell them. And even though she had passed on Friday, I didn't want to tell them on the phone. I didn't really want someone else to tell them. I wanted to be there and talk them through it. So I waited until we got back Sunday night, and we had a lovely talk. Very sad, thorough, lots of questions, lots of tears talk, but I think it went okay as it could. But it's crazy just like how something so crazy and big and important in your life can happen, and just the world around you just keeps going, and you just have to like figure out how to get back into it and just pretend like nothing happened. I mean, you don't have to pretend like nothing happened, but you know, like life goes on, and it's like, okay, like, do we feel normal now? I don't know. Also, because I was traveling, I had to wait to get a COVID test, so we waited a few days to get a COVID test. You guys know how that goes. And then Monday morning, they started our backyard project, which that's really exciting. It's gonna take a few weeks, but they did get like quite a lot done in the first 2 days. They had to actually demolish the entire back porch that we have, and they like poured rock everywhere. I don't know if this is the right terminology, but they poured rock everywhere, and then they like grinded it down, and then they just tonight started laying the pavement which is going to be our backyard down. And then there's like other steps that are coming up too, but that's what's happened like up to this point. What else has happened since then? My uncle is going to be coming out this way and staying here for a couple weeks. I think he flies in tomorrow. I don't know, like, I have no idea like what the plans are or anything, but like I said, we're just trying to kind of figure out what our new normal is. We've got a lot of ideas in mind. For her ashes, we think Southern California was her favorite place in the whole world. I did a whole like vlog series on that. Shortly after we found out she had cancer, we made this massive trip to Disneyland and Universal Studios, where she worked for several years, and she absolutely loved Venice Beach, one of her favorite places. She also loves Newport Dunes and places like that. So we're thinking about maybe like going and spreading some of her ashes down there. Not right now, but maybe summertime. There's a lot of nitty-gritty details that goes into like a celebration of life. If we decide to have one of those, but right now we're just kind of mourning in our own various ways. So what else has gone on? I definitely think I pushed myself a little bit too hard on the trip. Like, I was running through the airport, so I wasn't feeling super well like towards the end of the trip. And when I got home, actually a lot of my bandages, like these on my sides, they started, well, they're supposed to come off, so it's normal for them to start to come off, but there was a few different times where, because of the clothing that I was wearing and I didn't have any replacements or anything, they started ripping off. Like, I went to pull my leggings down and it like ripped some of them off, and it hurts. So I feel like I was just like a disaster. I hadn't showered. So I feel like when I came home, I was just like a disaster. I had these like bandages falling from my sides. I was all swollen. I did try to stay on top of like taking my medicine and staying all like wrapped in my compression garments, making sure that everything was still everything like where it needed to be. But I think just from like mental exhaustion and then a little bit of physical exhaustion too, I came home looking like a wreck. So since then, I feel so much better. I got some rest. I got some real sleep. Tomorrow is my first post-op appointment since like the day after surgery. So it's a little bit over 2 weeks, but it's gonna be my like 2-week post-op checkup, make sure everything is good there. I also have, all of a sudden, all these deadlines are hitting us because we're in the new year now, and so I need to like enroll Addie into TK because she starts real school next year. So that's something I have to do tomorrow. Like, we've just got like so many things going on right now. So I just wanted to kind of update everything and put it all into one place. So yeah, that's all my scatterbrained self can think of at this lovely oh god, it's 1:30 in the morning, 1:24 a.m. But I just wanted to give you guys an update, bring you up to date with everything. I just went to start fresh tomorrow. We've got a lot going on. We've got a busy day. So tomorrow's gonna be my first official day picking up the camera and vlogging again, even though you guys haven't seen much of a difference in the vlogs. I know I've kind of kept posting. Kind of worked out to where I had a little bit extra content, so I was able to put down the camera for several days. But make sure you follow me on Instagram, where I post on my stories every single day. This is where you find everything in depth, but you find it there in a more timely manner. And actually, one thing I want to say really quick, I don't know if this means anything to anybody, but I actually had a lot of like fan pages making like Grammy montages, and I don't think I've really ever talked about my fan pages on here, but I follow some of them and then I see a lot of them. And that weekend that she had passed, me and my mom and my Uncle Steve were just sitting there bawling our eyes out at all of these montages. So you girls out there, whoever's running those fan pages, like, just so you know, you guys like really made our weekend. JesssFam adorable, JesssFam forever. Like, there's a bunch of you guys. And then obviously all of the thousands of messages and texts and comments. I so genuinely from the bottom of my heart appreciate that, and I just love you guys so much. And I love that so many of you guys love Grammy as much as we do, and you guys got to see her and get to know her, because she truly was like my biggest support, my biggest fan. She was always helping me think of content ideas, and like, I just was reviewing like home footage from tonight, and I didn't realize that she actually bought me my very first video camera. She gave me my first camera and she said, now you can videotape everything. Okay, so anyway, that's it for today's video, guys. Thank you so much for watching. If you guys have any questions, you can go comment my last Instagram post and I will try to get back to you. But I hope you guys have a fantastic day, and we'll see you guys in our next video. Bye, guys.